JK.
Hi, I'm Iliana Limon Romero at the Orlando Sentinel, here with Orlando City Soccer Insider Alicia Delgado, ready to talk little Lions soccer today. We're going to be taking questions from readers, Twitter Q&A, but first up, Alicia, I have to ask you about Sunday's game. A huge win over the Portland Timbers, 4-1. Could not really have asked for much more out of that game. Tremendous victory for the team. Yeah. Tell me at this point, we know fans were ecstatic over this, just tremendous performances all the way around. How has the team reacted? How did they regroup after such a big high?
Well, first of all, I thought it seemed to me that Adrian Heath had like a fan checklist, everything they would want to see in the game, and he was just going down it. Kaká scores a goal, debut, Breck scores a goal. Aurelian Collin comes in the game. Molino scores a goal. It was everything you could ask for in the game. But the team afterwards, while they celebrated, while they're happy, after they've kind of moved on already. They're saying yes, it's great. But it was 4 games in. It was a great performance. But this is a short week. They play on Friday. They have limited amount of days in between to prepare for Philadelphia. That's the main focus right now. They need to focus on Philly. Focus on Philly, that should be a hashtag. They need a hashtag focus on Philly, and they need to move on and put that behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anytime you get too excited over a win, it makes for a tougher run through this season. This team plans to play well into October, making the playoffs, doing all sorts of big things, and in order to accomplish that goal, they've got to obviously build on this.
Right.
All right, so first question, obviously hugely popular questions. First up, Breakfast of Champions at Oral City. Can we get an injury update for who will be available for Friday's game?
Right, so it's still a little bit early in the week. We'll know more tomorrow and the next day, but as of right now, Kyle Larin is uncertain. He missed practice today. He was not there. He's nursing his hamstring injury, and they just need to see how it goes the next 48 hours before they make a decision. He's day-to-day, but I would say unlikely for Friday, because why would they want to risk it? Adrian Heath said today, we don't want to turn a 2-week injury into a 6-week, 7-week, 8-week injury and beyond. So I'm going to guess no on Kyle this week, but I'll know more later on. And for Tommy Redding got a knock in the head during the game, and he is not looking good for Friday either. So fans might get what they've been screaming for the first few weeks and see Aurelian Collin in the lineup again.
Very interesting. So it is interesting to see how seriously they take the concussion protocol. They made that switch at halftime because of that knock in the head, and we're seeing more and more from MLS really evaluating players and really pushing that. All right, we've got our next Twitter question, very interesting one. Dale Albright, amazing start to the season. What does the team/management need to do to avoid last year's summer collapse that cost us the postseason? So looking back at last year, injuries were an issue, call-ups were depleting this team. They really struggled. So what do they have to do this year?
I think injuries were the main issue and the biggest reason why they had that kind of mid-season slump and were able to pick it up again at the end because people started to get healthy again. So I think what they've done in the offseason and even in the past few weeks has really already insulated them against that happening, or to that extent, again. The depth that they have now on the team, the people that they have in place to back up people like Kyle, people like Kaká when they go down, when they get injured, the depth is already there. So they've done what they needed to do to try to avoid that this year.
Yeah, it definitely seems that they are going conservative on a lot of these injuries and trying to take their time so they
because they can. Last year they couldn't. They needed to push their stars last year because they didn't have anyone on the bench to come in.
All right, so next reader question, more on injuries. So we thank you all for the questions. We got at MLS UK. Canadian Ronaldo. How serious is Laren's injury? Hashtag Canadian Ronaldo. He really has been impressive through the early start of his MLS career. We already touched on the seriousness of it, but it doesn't seem to be a long-term issue. He's just been pushing his body quite a bit with national team duty.
So Coach Adrian Heath said he likened it to Nocerino's injury last week, which wasn't that serious. He was back. He was training pretty quickly, but they're just they're approaching it with caution because he said Kyle's such a dynamic player and he'll push himself and he'll do things that maybe he shouldn't do that would make the injury worse. So he wants to be careful with it. He wants to make sure they evaluate it. It's not that serious, but they don't want it to get serious. So they're being cautious.
Yeah, it was a very interesting call. I had a slightly different view from the TV broadcast and could see that his teammates were definitely pushing for, we can handle this. Let's go ahead and him out right away after the first goal. Just give him a breather because...
And he didn't want to.
No, he did not.
They said after the game he did not want to leave the game. But you could even see, I think I tweeted out before he went down, there was a minor collision early in the game, and I kept seeing, I was like, why is he grabbing his right hamstring? He did it 4 or 5 times before he went down and left the game. So you could see it was bothering him. I wouldn't have kept him in either.
All right, so teammates
My professional coaching advice.
Hashtag analysis. All right, next reader question, a little bit Orlando Pride flavor from at Edmonds ONU, Nick Edmonds. All right, do we know if Orlando Pride games will be televised locally? Oh, this doesn't sound good.
Yeah, so I spoke with a communications representative with the team today, and as of right now, they know of no television deal for the Pride. So I will try to continue to get updates and let you guys know if anything materializes, but as of right now, the answer is no.
All right, so we generally do have, with USL and NWSL, they are often live streamed. You often get to opportunities to follow them online that way. And of course, you can always follow OS Lions and various Orlando Sentinel accounts for updates. So that's another way to go. All right, next question. Back to Orlando City. We're looking at,
there we go.
From @Citizens British, the British Citizens.
Is that a new one? I don't think we've gotten a question from them before.
How long do you think till Baptista is match ready?
Okay, so that's another one. He's day to day. I saw him in training today, and personally, I thought he looked really good. So I asked Adrian Heath, and he told me that he does look good, but they need to take their time with him. They don't want to rush him either. He's been gone. He came in and trained with the team for a week about a month ago now. The past 10 to 12 days, he's been working out on his own, and there's a big difference between working out on your own, no matter how hard you're working out, and then working out with the team. And then there's a big difference between working out with the team and actually playing in a game. So that's where they're trying to get him. He did come in looking fit, looking ready, but he needs more time. He needs time to integrate in the team. I think he'll be ready to play some minutes this week, but not a huge role.
You covered this a little bit for us for last season, so just to piggyback on that, they get really targeted analysis of these players and how match fit they are. They get all this analysis of where they're at.
They have the little chips. They wear these vests, and they call them
bros.
Bros, yeah, they call them the bros, and they have these little chips in the back, and they tell you, how fast they're running, production. They have all these stats, and they enter them in the computer every day after training, and they rate them against each other, and they can see where they are. So they're not going to just wildly guess and put them in when they're not ready.
Right. Well, Adrian Heath believes that he can sense that from the sideline. He can always tell from the field how a player's progressing.
He does. He did say that, yeah.
But he is better than this is like 1,000 times better than a Fitbit. So they're really getting a great assessment on that. So we continue to get injury questions. That's obviously the popular thing. You feel like your team won, and then you want to know about the injuries. That's natural. I think we covered most of the ground there, but we do have an interesting next question, again, about the Orlando Pride from Oh Boy, What a Beer. So the first part was about the injury updates that we've already listed, but also Pride captaincy. Who do you see being the captain of the Orlando Pride this season?
I'll just throw this out there, wild guess. Alex Morgan is going to be the captain of the Pride this year. As far as co-captains, I'm not sure. I have inquired and asked. I have not heard back yet if she will have any co-captains, but I think it's safe to say that our U.S. women's national team star forward Alex Morgan will be the Pride's captain.
Yeah, I think that's safe bet. That's the way it's gone so far in preseason, and I think she's very generous with the time and sharing the title if she's not able to play. But the expectation is that she's going to play the majority of the Pride games to help the franchise really launch. Mm-hmm. All right, so another question, kind of injury related, somewhat not, from Anakin. Why has Notarino not been playing, still hurt?
So he only didn't play last game, and that was because he just wasn't ready yet. The staff didn't think that he was at his highest level of fitness yet, And remember, he still hasn't been with the team very long, so he's been working up to that level. And as of last week, they just felt as if their other options were more ready for that game than Notarino. So he needed a little more time. They said that he is looking better each day, and he should be at his top level of fitness soon.
All right, so we've got a very short week this week. Orlando City turns right around, hits the road, going to be playing at Philadelphia Friday. Now, we talk about the Twitter Q&A and our big push on social media to connect with readers, but we also have a unique opportunity coming up on Friday. I think you have some Snapchat plans. Would you like to share them
what
with
are you
readers?
talking about?
Would you like to share them with our viewers? What are you looking forward to?
Right, so on Friday, when I'm in Philadelphia, I'll be taking over the Orlando Sentinel Snapchat account and snapping for you guys from Philly. So hashtag focus on Philly and Snapchat.
All right, behind the scenes look for all the latest Orlando City, Orlando Pride, Orlando City B updates. You can count on orlandosentinel.com. Please send us your Twitter questions. You can send them as soon as the game ends or at any point when you feel the inspiration. You can hit @OSLions on Twitter. Follow us for updates, like I said, throughout the weekend. It's going to be very exciting. We're going to live tweets and
I can't wait to eat some
Snapchat.
cheesesteaks.
All kinds of activity. We'll see if Orlando City can build on the tremendous performance at home with Alicia Tagallo. I'm Ileana Limon Romero at the Orlando Sentinel. Thanks for joining us.